Yeah, I think we all knew it. We all knew it. Nolan Wells. The fact that there is now photographic evidence that he did make it home from the boat. Yeah. There are two things that stand out. One, absolutely, everyone's saying the cell phone, 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 right? Okay, here's the other thing I'd keep a fucking ear out for. His car keys. There was only one man in that whole party who knew where the fuck his car keys were. Where Nolan's car keys were. See, Nolan's dad needed to go pick up Nolan's car after the morgue. Had to retrieve his belongings. Had to get his car. I remember when we had to do that for my sister. Yeah. Like, we left the morgue, and the morgue said, oh, here's a couple of things people don't think about. You need to get the personal belongings, the vehicles, okay? I remember when they told us that, like when my sister was murdered, and my dad called me from the morgue and was like, I'm supposed to go get her car. Like, I don't think my dad had it in him to drive my sister's car. Okay. We couldn't find my sister's car because the guy who killed her stole it and fled the state. Okay, but listen. There was only one guy in that fucking party that knew where he put Nolan's car keys. Why? Because I think that's the guy that Nolan. Only one motherfucker knew where Nolan's car keys were, and they were on top of a VCR in someone's bedroom. The car keys. The car keys.
The Nolan Wells case has me so seriously fucked up, but today we learned that the 3 white boys that Nolan Wells was vacationing with when he disappeared returned home without Nolan, did not report him missing, but kept his phone and then refused to give his phone over to Nolan's family and his car keys, and apparently had gotten into his phone and scrubbed his Snapchat history. They actually only even gave the phone up after Nolan Wells' mom tracked the phone via Life 360 and then went with the police to retrieve her dead son's phone. Listen, I've never gotten over the Kendrick Johnson case, which was that high school kid that got rolled up in a wrestling mat by 2 white boys, and they got away with it because their daddy was in the fucking police force. This case reminds me so much of that shit. There is no world where these boys are innocent. I don't even give a shit at this point if Nolan just accidentally drowned, because why are you hiding shit? What would you have to hide if it was an accident? And why wouldn't you have gotten and called for help? And why would you unfollow Nolan Wells' Instagram account and then all collectively delete your social media presence? Innocent, my ass.
See, at this point, I wouldn't blame anyone saying that some of these white kids are mean. They're of mean behavior. We are hearing of this is because we, the creators, are making it go viral. There are a whole lot of incidents like this, a whole lot of scenarios like this that have happened years back that we didn't even know, that didn't even make to the internet. That's why when you hear the difference between a black kid and a white kid is, a black kid is raised with compassionate heart. He or she has that human sympathy in him or her, unlike that of a white kid. Just tell me, why would this kind of thing happen? Yet people are not really, like, there are still white people out there, white Americans out there that are still in support of what actually happened. Show me any black person that will react in this way some of these white people are reacting. It's quite unfair and bad. I must tell you. I must. Big credit to all the owners of the original videos that we made in this video, just used solely for analysis and also for educational purposes. Keep watching, guys, and listen to what this person has to say.
Javon Williams is the type of friend that I warn my children about. So you mean to tell me, if I heard this right, Javon Williams was on the boat with his friend Nolan when all this stuff went down? He knows everything. He know everything, saw this and all this stuff right here, and he wanted to have an interview with TMZ instead of going straight to the police. One question that stuck out to me was the question about racism, and they asked him in that interview with TMZ, do you think racism plays a part in this? And what did he say? He don't want to answer the question. He don't want to answer the question. He don't want to answer the question. I'm still gonna say, this young man was at the beach when all this was going on, and I guess he didn't see nothing anyway, but it couldn't have been true because he said that they got into it, and they was breaking everything up, and I'm still, the point of all, I'm still confused because you my friend and you leave me on a beach.
I have seen a couple of videos where people are saying that the friends of Nolan Wells should be tortured and checked. They should be made to say the truth. They should be made to reveal what actually happened to Nolan Wells. That these are the people that we are last seen with Nolan Wells. They were the ones that even called the Coast Guards around 11 p.m. In fact, that they have a lot of information that they need to get from those set of his friends, those so-called people called friends. Meanwhile, they are enemies in disguise. Also, that their phones should be checked. The phones of these friends of his, it needs to be checked. They shouldn't be left like that. They shouldn't be left to go like that. All in the name that they are children. What would they know? Things are really happening. Now, this is kind of a war against between the black Americans and the white Americans. The phones, at this point, the phones of the friends of Nolan Wells needs to be checked. It needs to be checked. Their clothing needs to be tested. Everything about them needs to be tested. Their fingerprints, their thumbprints needs to be tested. Nobody is trusted anymore. Nobody around Nolan Wells now, or that went out to Nolan Wells, needs to be trusted. A lot needs to be checked. This set of friends, those three guys that were with him, that even went to that beach with him, they need to be checked. Those girls, those his girlfriends, those girls that were there, you know, these are set of friends that went for a short staycation to just have a fun time for themselves. They need to be checked. Keep watching, guys.
And we done got into it or whatever. I done got into it with other people, but you my friend, and you been my friend a long time. And not only are you my friend, we're the same color, but you leave me at the beach. But you know everything that went on, but you leave me at the beach. You know everything that went on, but you didn't go to the police and you said they had no reason to question you, but you was there. You was there. And the police ain't question you, and you was there. I'm so confused on this because TMZ got an interview with Nolan's friend, and instead of him going to the police, telling them everything he saw, because he said they've been friends for a long time, you stressed the fact that it was not race related. You kept saying it. When they asked you the question, you said you didn't want to speak on it. It was a simple yes or no. Y'all ever seen them movies how when people are being investigated or they're on the witness stand, and certain questions is just a simple yes or no, yes or no, yes or no. And when you can't answer the question yes or no, the answer is usually what? Yes.
It's quite unfortunate. Such a pity. May the soul of Nolan Wells and the soul of all the faithful departed through the mercy of God rest in peace. May their souls rest in perfect peace. Amen. As justice is still being sought, I urge all of us here to remember the family of Nolan Wells in prayer. The family of Wells, remember them in prayers. The parents, the siblings, the relatives, put them in your prayers, because that is exactly what they need at this point. Since the government is not even helping, the so-called FBI, I don't know their stake at this point, they are not helping out. The way they are handling the whole thing is quite frustrating, it's quite painful, I must tell you. When you see a government that is really out to find the truth or the root of what actually happened, you will know. When you see an organization that is really out to know what actually happened to this young boy, you will know. And this has been happening. This has been happening. Forget that this one made it to the media. in some other countries, aside the USA, some other countries, most black kids are being maltreated. Some of these black kids are, this kind of racism kind of attitude towards them. Segregation, discrimination. For crying out loud, why would we even think towards that? This is your fellow human being, for crying out loud. Your fellow human being that has blood, water running in his or her veins. And you feel like you can just do anyhow, you can just mistreat the person anyhow or maltreat the person anyhow, all because the person is black, the person is brown, because the person is not fair, because the person is not white. Come to think of it. Come on. So, I feel for the family, honestly. I feel for them. Yeah. All that is required of the masses right now is to keep calling on the government. We believe that justice will be served to these friends of his, because these are the people that the fingers have been pointed to. They are the ones that are the culprits right now. They are the ones that the world know. These are the set of people that he spent his last moments on earth with. So if at all anything should be done, these are the people that should carry, like, they should come out and tell us what happened. They should come out and say this is what happened, because at this point we don't know. They should come out and say that this is what they know or this is what they don't know. You get it? Anyway, guys, if you have watched up to this point, thank you so much. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for watching all my videos. Make sure you are subscribing. As you're watching, subscribe to this channel. This is a way for you to be getting updates, more updates, regarding what is happening in the USA generally. Subscribe to this channel, like this video, share to your friends and loved ones. Tell a friend to tell a friend about this channel. By so doing, you will be an amazing supporter of this channel. Also drop a comment in the comment section. Say your mind regarding all these incidents, regarding all those things that are happening, regarding this Nolan Wells case. What is actually your mind? What have you heard so far? I would really love to reach and hear from you. See you all in the next video. Till then, bye.